Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to all of you for appearing today, and thank you for being here to discuss what is probably the most troubling issue that this committee has addressed since I was elected to the Senate. For good reason, the American people trust our military more than any institution in our country, and that trust is well deserved. But now I'm afraid that some of the dishonorable actions of our troops and some of our leaders are threatening that trust. Every sexual assault committed by an American service member represents a fundamental failure of leadership. And we're not just talking about one or a few assaults, we're talking about thousands. If the troops can't trust their teammates or their leaders to keep them safe, then we're facing a fundamental breakdown of good order and discipline. And that puts our troops at greater risk than they already face. We ask a hell of a lot of our troops, but I refuse to ask them to put up with rape. Make no mistake, sexual assault is a national disgrace, but the American people expect our military to set and uphold the highest possible standard of conduct. And frankly, the military is failing to meet that expectation. I've been working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle on legislation that will help to end this plague. And I know that you're working toward the same goal. But to be blunt, you need to do more, and it needs to happen much faster. And as our senior leaders and as fathers, I know you agree that the status quo is unacceptable. So I expect to see bold and immediate action to end this crisis, because I can assure you that that's what you'll be seeing from me and my colleagues on this committee. So, gentlemen, let me turn to my first question, and I would hope I could receive a yes or no answer. Do you feel that the DOD is lacking the authority or the tools it needs to reduce the incidence of sexual assault in the military? And if not, then why do you believe that the number is not dropping? If the department has the power it needs to solve this crisis, what isn't being done? General Dempsey, I think it would be appropriate if I started with you.
Well, as I said in my opening statement, Senator, by the way, thanks for your passion about this issue. I assure you we share it. As I said in my opening statement, there's some things we've had an opportunity to reflect on together as chiefs with our SJAs, with the department. And those things we've actually come forward and said, you know, we've had enough time to deliberate on those, and we're eager to move ahead. There's other things that this 576 panel, I think, will illuminate as we allow it to do its work. So I think in general we have the tools that we need, but we haven't been getting it done. You said so, we agree. And so there are other measures to be taken, and we hope that that panel allows us to understand them.
General Dempsey, I think you speak for the panel here and for all the service chiefs.
Well, be careful about that. I mean,
Okay.
These guys are not bashful characters.
Maybe I'll start with Admiral Papp, and we can move across to General Amos and General Ordiano and in turn. Admiral?
Yes, sir. I think we have all the tools. It's all a matter of focus, and that's our job as leaders. We've been driving that focus now, and I expect to see results.
General Amos?
Senator, we absolutely have the tools. We failed in this in the past. It has not been a top priority in the years past, in the decades past. If it was, we wouldn't be here today. But it is now. It is now in my service, and I speak for probably all of us. It is a priority in our services now, and we're after it. And we hear you loud and clear.
General Ordiano?
I would just say I think we have adequate tools, but I think there's some refinement that we can work together with on this, and I think that's around the edges. And I think we just have to make sure we understand the second, third order effects of those refinements. And I think that, to me, is the critical piece to this as we move forward.
Admiral Greenert?
I think we have the tools, that the commander has the tools, we have the tools to provide a proper atmosphere of dignity, respect, and make sure the command climate is there. I think the Congress and this committee have come forward with some ideas to further those tools, and I think that's great, and we should continue to pursue those to move faster, to your point, Senator Udall, and we should evaluate these tools to make sure we understand them the second and third order effects so we do make the progress that they're intended.
General Welsh?
Senator, I believe that the tools are there, but I also agree that we can refine them. I think that's what this discussion of reasonable alternatives should include. Everything from punishments to deterrent capabilities to make sure people clearly understand what the result of this crime will be if you commit it. I also think that one of the things we are lacking isn't a tool, it's just expertise in this arena. We don't have a lot of people who are brilliant in this area. We're trying to develop knowledge and expertise because we're so focused on this now. But it's going to take some time, and it's going to take partnering with people who really understand the problem.
Mr. Chairman, I will stop there. I know we're going to have a series of rounds, and I have many, many more questions, as do my colleagues. But this is truly something that needs immediate attention, and I know that we can solve this. Thank you all.